Rejection isn't a weakness, it's your greatest opportunity for growth. While the world teaches you to chase approval, real strength comes from mastering rejection. Every no you face is a chance to build emotional resilience, reclaim your power, and rise stronger than before. Especially in relationships, rejection reveals who you are under pressure. Instead of breaking you, it can sharpen your focus, build confidence, and push you to level up. The key is shifting your mindset. Stop seeing rejection as personal failure and start seeing it as redirection towards something better. Rejection, when handled right, becomes your greatest weapon. Ignore them too. When someone rejects you, your natural instinct might be to prove them wrong. You want to show them they made a mistake, that you're worth their time and attention. But here's the hard truth: chasing someone who already rejected you is one of the fastest ways to lose your self-respect. Whether it's a woman, a boss, or a friend, the right response to rejection is simple: ignore them too. It might sound cold, but it's not about being petty. It's about protecting your energy. Attention is a form of currency, and when you keep giving it to someone who dismissed you, you're devaluing yourself. The real power lies in showing that you don't need their approval or validation. Here's where psychology kicks in. When someone rejects you, they often expect you to react. They want to see that you care, to feel that they still have power over you. But when you act like their rejection doesn't matter, it throws them off. Suddenly, they're the ones wondering if they made the wrong decision. That's the power shift. In today's world of dating apps and social media, rejection is more public and more frequent. Most women are constantly flooded with attention. Your interest is no longer rare. So when you stop chasing, when you go quiet, you stand out. You become the exception. Next time someone leaves you on red, ghosts you, or turns you down, don't react. Don't text, don't call, don't check their social media. Just go silent. Focus on your life, your goals, your growth. That silence speaks louder than any words. You're not just ignoring them, you're reclaiming your power, and in most cases, they'll notice. But by then, you'll be too focused on your journey to care. Don't react emotionally. A rejection stings. It strikes that deep, primal part of your brain that whispers you're not good enough. It can leave you feeling angry, frustrated, or desperate to prove your worth. You might feel the urge to send a text, lash out, or explain yourself. But here's the truth: reacting emotionally is the fastest way to give away your power. Every time you let your emotions dictate your response, you show the other person that they have control over you. Whether it's a woman who rejected you, a friend who ghosted you, or a boss who passed you over, reacting with emotion only validates their decision. It gives them an ego boost and confirms that they still affect you. The key is emotional control. That's what separates high-value men from the rest. Women in particular test emotional resilience. They want to see how you handle rejection. Do you beg, get angry, or fall apart? Or do you stay calm, composed, and unshaken? The men who stay grounded during rejection stand out. They radiate inner strength. That kind of control is rare and attractive. Here's what you do instead: take a breath. Let the emotions come, but don't act on them. Give yourself time to calm down. Then decide your next step from a place of strength, not desperation. One simple exercise is to count to 10. Then count again if you have to. Let the storm pass before you respond. Remember, you don't owe anyone a reaction. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you're reinforcing your power. Rejection doesn't define you. Your reaction does. Control your emotions, and you'll control the situation while everyone else scrambles to understand how you're so unshaken. Remove them from your mind. Most men become prisoners of their own thoughts after being rejected. You start replaying the situation over and over, wondering what you could have done differently. Maybe if you had said something else, worn a different outfit, or made a better joke, things would have gone another way. But that kind of thinking only traps you in the past. Overthinking kills confidence. The more you dwell on someone who rejected you, the more power you give them. You're allowing them to take up space in your mind rent-free. That's not strength, that's surrender. High-value men don't waste their energy on people who don't value them. They understand that mental focus is one of their most important assets. If someone turns them down, they don't spiral. They shift focus. Well, they move forward. Why? Because they know their time, thoughts, and energy are too valuable to waste on someone who walked away. The longer you obsess, the longer you stay stuck. The truth is, rejection rarely has anything to do with you. It may not have been the right person, the right time, or the right circumstances. But none of that means you are less worthy. So here's what you do when they pop into your mind: redirect your focus. Channel that energy into something productive. Work out, read, build something, start a new habit. Do anything that moves your life forward. Every time you catch as you thinking about them, take that as a cue to invest in yourself instead. The faster you stop feeding the memory, the faster you reclaim your mental freedom. You do not owe anyone space in your mind, especially not someone who didn't see your worth. Your focus belongs to your goals, not your past. Let them go and level up. Demonstrate your value. Here's a hard truth: when someone rejects you, they're telling you they don't see your value. That can hit deep. But the mistake most men make is treating that rejection like a final verdict on their worth. They start believing that if one person didn't see their value, no one else will either. That mindset is dangerous, and it's completely false. Your value isn't defined by someone else's opinion. Just because one person couldn't recognize it doesn't mean it isn't there. What matters is that you recognize it. And the best way to do that, prove it first to yourself, then to the world. Success is the best response to rejection. Not because you want to get revenge or make someone regret their decision, but because it builds your confidence. When you focus on your growth, your goals, and your mission, you start becoming the man you were always meant to be. And that kind of energy is magnetic. Let them see you thriving. Let them see you winning. But more importantly, let yourself see it. That's when the shift happens. You stop caring about their approval because you've already proven your worth through action, not words. Start a new workout routine. Learn a new skill. Build something of your own. Whatever you do, make sure it's for your development, not to impress them. Rejection doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means they couldn't see your potential. So go out and demonstrate it. Show the world what they missed. And by the time they realize it, you'll be too far ahead to even look back. Their opinion doesn't matter anymore. Your evolution does. Let your progress speak louder than any rejection ever could. Cut off contact. Let's be clear. Cutting off contact after rejection is not about being dramatic. It's about reclaiming your self-respect. When someone pushes you away, they don't deserve a front row seat to your life anymore. The more you stay in touch hoping they'll change their mind, the more you lower your own value. You become their backup plan, and you are worth far more than that. Keeping the door open sends the wrong message. It tells them they can reject you and still have access to you, that you're still available whenever they feel like reaching out. And that's how you end up stuck, hoping, waiting, and losing yourself in the process. Cutting off contact isn't cruel. It's clarity. You're drawing a line. You're saying, I respect myself too much to let you keep me on the hook. Here's the deeper truth: when you cut contact, you create mystery. Suddenly they don't know what you're doing, who you're with, or how you're feeling. That silence makes them curious. It makes them second-guess their decision. But you're not doing it to make them chase you. You're doing it to take back control. You're removing their influence from your life so you can focus on your goals, your peace, and your future. So when someone rejects you, don't text them. Don't check their social media. Don't look for closure. Just go quiet. If needed, block them. You're not punishing them, you're protecting yourself. You're creating space to heal and move forward without distractions. Remember, someone who didn't want you doesn't get to keep access to you. Respect yourself enough to walk away completely. That's real strength, and it's the first step toward a more powerful version of you. Prove them wrong. Or rejection can either break you or build you. The choice is yours. When someone walks away, doubts you, or tells you that you are not enough, you have two options: shrink down or rise up. If you are smart, you'll use that rejection as fuel. When someone rejects you, they are not just dismissing who you are, they are underestimating who you could become. And that underestimation is your greatest advantage. You now have the chance to prove them wrong, not by begging for attention or trying to win them back, but by becoming the version of yourself they never believed you could be. This is not about revenge. It is about transformation. You take that doubt and turn it into drive. You take their silence and turn it into focus. You channel every bit of that rejection into your goals, your health, your career, or your passions. Set a goal that scares you. Go after something big. Whether it is getting into the best shape of your life, building a business, or mastering a new skill, let your actions speak for you. Let your success become the answer to the question, was I good enough? Because here's the truth, once you start winning, you will stop caring. You will realize you didn't need their validation. You needed that rejection to wake you up. By the time they look back and realize what they lost, you'll be too busy living your best life to notice. You don't need to prove anything to them. You need to prove it to yourself. And once you do, the confidence you gain will be worth far more than their approval ever could be. Use rejection as your launch pad. Let it elevate you, not define you. Go out and have fun. You got rejected. It hurts. That's normal. But here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to sit around over-analyzing every word, stalking their social media, or wondering if they're happier without you. You're not going to let rejection keep you stuck in your head. Instead, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to go out and have fun. Why? Because nothing shows strength like joy. When you choose to enjoy your life after being rejected, you send a powerful message to the world, and more importantly, to yourself. You're showing that your happiness isn't dependent on one person's opinion. That rejection didn't break you. It woke you up. And here's the kicker people notice. The one who rejected you, they'll see you out laughing, growing, and living your best life. And they'll start to wonder, maybe they made a mistake. Maybe you weren't the one who lost, maybe they were. But don't do it to make them jealous. Do it because you deserve it. You deserve to enjoy life, explore new experiences, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. Call your friends. Try a new activity. Go somewhere you've never been. Start doing the things you always said you'd do. Not only will it shift your mindset, but it will also help you move forward faster than sitting in your room thinking about the past. Post your happiness if you want, not to get a reaction, but to remind yourself that you're doing just fine. Better even. You're not the victim in this story. You're the main character. Rejection isn't your ending, it's your reset. So get out there and start living like the man who knows his value. Fun is your therapy. Joy is your comeback. Build your social status. Here's something most people won't admit: your value in the dating world is directly tied to your social status. It's not just about looks or confidence. It's about how others perceive your influence, your connections, and the life you've built. High-value men don't chase approval because they don't need to. They attract it naturally through presence, purpose, and power. If you truly want to rise above rejection, you need to start elevating your status. That means investing in yourself and the world around you. Build a life that others want to be part of. Create a lifestyle that reflects growth, leadership, and ambition. This isn't about showing off. It's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and help you grow. Start by improving your network. Join communities, clubs, or groups where driven, successful people gather. Learn from them, add value. Become the kind of man who walks into a room and commands quiet respect, not by being loud, but by being solid. Women are drawn to men who are respected by others, who have influence, and who are admired for their drive. It's not about being the center of attention. It's about being the man whose presence speaks for itself. You don't need to brag, you need to build. When you elevate your social status, rejection becomes irrelevant. You won't be chasing people, they'll be chasing you. Not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because the life you've created speaks louder than any words ever could. So upgrade your circle, improve your environment, carry yourself like a man who knows where he's going. Because once you start moving with purpose and surrounding yourself with excellence, your entire energy shifts and people will notice. Social status isn't fake, it's earned. Build it, own it, let it speak for you. Act like they don't exist. One of the most powerful moves you can make after being rejected is simple act like they don't exist. That means removing them completely from your thoughts, your energy, and your attention. You don't owe them another second of your mental space. Not because you're bitter, but because you're focused. People are naturally drawn to what they can't have. When you stop acknowledging someone who once rejected you, it shifts the dynamic. You become a mystery. And mystery in today's world of constant updates and oversharing is rare and powerful. When you act like they don't exist, it shows that your happiness, peace, and purpose don't depend on them. It proves that you're strong enough to walk away without anger or need for closure. You're not cold, you're composed. Imagine seeing someone who once rejected you. Instead of going out of your way to say hello or prove you've moved on, you simply live your life as if they were never part of it. That quiet confidence, that emotional discipline, speaks louder than any comeback ever could. This isn't about playing games. It's about choosing peace over performance. It's about making your energy sacred. When you treat your time and attention like gold, only the worthy get access. So the next time you see someone who ghosted you, left you on red, or turned you down, don't flinch. Don't acknowledge them. Keep moving forward. Not out of pride, but out of power. Because when you act like they don't exist, you remind yourself and them that your life doesn't pause for anyone who couldn't see your value. Let them wonder. Let them regret. Meanwhile, you keep rising. You've got better things to do than look back. Give them the silent treatment. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have after being rejected. It is not about ghosting, being passive-aggressive, or playing games. It is about protecting your peace and taking back control over your emotions. When someone rejects you, the instinct is often to seek closure. You might feel tempted to reach out, ask questions, or try to fix the situation. But here's the truth: the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence speaks volumes. When you stop engaging, stop explaining, and stop chasing, shift the power dynamic. You are no longer reacting. You are no longer feeding their ego. Instead, you are sending a clear message: my peace is more important than your approval. The silent treatment unsettles people because they expect a reaction. When you go quiet, they start to wonder, why haven't you reached out? Why aren't you trying to fix things? That uncertainty is more impactful than anything you could say. Think about it. When someone you were used to suddenly goes silent, it gets to you. You notice the absence. That's exactly what will happen when you give silence instead of attention. But remember, this isn't about revenge. It's about self-respect. You're not trying to make them suffer. You're simply stepping back and refusing to invest your energy where it's not appreciated. So the next time someone ghosts you, ignores you, or tries to string you along, go silent. No calls, no texts, no reactions. Let them sit in the silence and wonder. Meanwhile, you focus on your growth, your goals, and your inner strength. Silence is power. And in a world full of noise, the man who chooses silence stands out the most. Don't beg for attention. One of the biggest mistakes men make after rejection is chasing attention. They send follow-up texts, over-explain, or try to win someone back. But begging for attention sends the wrong message. It says your worth depends on how others see you. And nothing kills attraction faster than desperation. The truth is, people, especially women, can sense neediness from a mile away. The moment you start trying too hard to get their attention, you lower your value. You go from being confident and composed to looking desperate and unsure of yourself. High-value men never beg. They know their worth. They understand that their time, energy, and presence are valuable. If someone doesn't appreciate it, they move on without hesitation. Here's the shift you need to make. Stop trying to be chosen. Start choosing yourself. When someone ignores you, don't try harder. Pull back, go silent. Redirect your focus to your own life, your goals, and your personal growth. When you stop seeking attention, something powerful happens. You regain your self-respect. You stand taller. You act with purpose. And ironically, that's when people start paying attention. So the next time you feel the urge to check if they viewed your story, send a double text or ask why they stopped responding. Don't. Instead, remind yourself who you are and what you bring to the table. If someone can't see your value, that's their loss, not yours. You don't need to prove anything to anyone who was blind to your worth in the first place. Never beg for attention. Demand respect through silence, self-respect, and consistent action. You're not here to chase approval. You're here to build a life so full and meaningful that others feel lucky just to be part of it. Be kind but emotionally distant. After rejection, many men fall into one of two traps. They either become overly nice, hoping kindness will win the person back, or they go cold and cut the person off completely. But there's a better way, one that protects your dignity while maintaining your peace. Be kind but emotionally distant. Kindness shows strength. It shows you are not bitter, resentful, or stuck in the past. You can greet someone with a smile, exchange small talk, or even offer a polite nod. But emotional distance is what keeps your power intact. You are not open. You are not vulnerable. You are not giving them access to the deeper parts of you anymore. This balance is where real strength lies. You are respectful, not reactive. You are composed, not cold. You show maturity by not holding a grudge, but also by setting clear emotional boundaries. The key is to stay in control. No deep conversations, No emotional confessions, no attempts to reconnect. You are calm, you are kind, but you are unavailable. Next time you run into someone who rejected you, be polite. Say hello, smile if you feel like it, but keep it moving. Let your energy say, I wish you well, but I've moved on. You are not trying to hurt them or win them back. You are simply showing that your self-worth is intact and your emotional space is no longer open to someone who didn't value it. Being kind but emotionally distant sends a clear message. It tells the world and yourself that you've grown, you've healed, and you're no longer available to people who once took you for granted. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And it's one of the strongest forms of self-respect you can show. Never reveal your struggle. Rejection hurts. No one denies that. But the biggest mistake you can make that is putting that pain on display. When you openly show your struggle, you give others power over you. You let them see that their rejection affected you deeply, and not everyone deserves to see that side of you. Some people won't feel sympathy. They will feel satisfaction. Especially in the dating world, vulnerability after rejection is often misunderstood as weakness. You might believe that opening up will make them care. In reality, it can lower their respect for you. True strength is built quietly. You can feel the pain, but you do not need to advertise it. Let your struggle be your fuel, not your identity. Keep it private. Channel it into your goals, your growth, and your discipline. You don't need to post sad quotes. You don't need to send emotional texts. You don't need to prove to anyone how much it hurt. Handle it with grace. Let them wonder how you stayed so composed. This doesn't mean you can't feel. It means you choose when and where to express those feelings. Do it in private or with people you trust, not in front of the ones who walked away. When you stay composed, you gain respect. When you stay silent, you keep your power. And when you move forward without showing your wounds, you remind yourself that healing comes from within, not from outside validation. So remember this, your strength is not shown by how loudly you suffer, but by how quietly you rebuild. Let them think you are unaffected, even if you are working through it. Because one day when they look back, they'll see someone who never crumbled, and that's what they'll remember. A rejection is something everyone experiences, but how you respond to it determines whether it breaks you or builds you. Instead of seeing rejection as a sign of inadequacy, begin to treat it as a form of redirection, a message from life pointing you towards something better. The next time you feel the sting of being ignored, ghosted, or passed over, resist the urge to chase, explain, or prove yourself. That emotional reaction only gives others power over your inner peace. Instead, go silent. Cut off contact if necessary. Reclaim your energy and use it to refocus on your goals. The most powerful move you can make is to redirect your attention inward toward your growth, your fitness, your purpose. Upgrade your life in every way and let your progress speak louder than any emotional outburst ever could. Be kind but emotionally distant to those who have dismissed you. They do not deserve access to your vulnerability. Hold your composure, stay grounded, and never reveal your struggles to people who couldn't value you. True strength is built in silence and revealed through transformation. Surround yourself with high-value people who challenge and inspire you. Build your social status by investing in meaningful relationships, expanding your network, and creating a lifestyle that reflects your ambition. When you stop chasing and start becoming, people notice. But by then, you will be too focused on your own path to care. Let rejection fuel your discipline, not your self-doubt. Use it as a reason to level up, not shut down. Your best revenge is success, not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that you never needed their approval in the first place. Rejection is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a stronger, wiser, more focused version of you.